the country where the call to prayer echoes through streets that feel unmistakably European, where tea is more than a drink. It is a language of connection, where history breathes through ancient walls, while modern life shines in glass towers. This is Turkey. To an outsider, Turkey looks like a dream. Stunning mosques, lively bazaars, scenic coastlines, and a lifestyle many imagine to be both Islamic and European at the same time. For countless visitors and migrants, it appears to offer the best of both worlds: culture, opportunity, and beauty. But reality is always deeper than the picture. Life in Turkey is not just about Bosphorus sunsets, Istanbul skylines, or viral travel videos. Beneath the surface lies a daily life shaped by hard work, cultural contrasts, rising expenses, warm hospitality, and truths rarely spoken about openly. When someone first arrives in Turkey, there is an immediate sense of standing between two worlds. On one side, modern fashion, cafe culture, and urban freedom. On the other, mosques, traditions, and deeply rooted family values. This contrast is what makes Turkey fascinating and sometimes confusing. Turkish people may seem reserved at first, but once you get close, their warmth can be overwhelming. A small shopkeeper might insist you sit for tea, and a simple acquaintance can quickly turn into a loyal friend. Hospitality here is not an act, it is a part of identity. Yet not everything is easy. Language can become a barrier. Job expectations often clash with reality. And the European lifestyle many imagine can fade when confronted with inflation, bureaucracy, and everyday struggles. Living in Turkey changes you in unexpected ways. At first, everything feels new and exciting. Gradually, daily challenges appear. Paperwork, visa concerns, rising rent, and cultural misunderstandings that can feel small yet exhausting. But through that process, Turkey begins to reveal itself. You understand why history is spoken of with pride, why family remains the center of life, why tea accompanies almost every conversation, and why this country continues to stand resilient despite challenges. Life in Turkey is an experience, sometimes gentle, sometimes demanding, often surprising. It is a place where you can rediscover yourself, but also confront reality in ways you never expected. Perhaps the biggest truth is this: Turkey changes you. You do not simply live here. You adapt, you learn, and you begin to see the world through a different lens. Walking through the streets, you hear echoes of empires. In crowded markets, you feel the warmth of culture. And in quiet moments with a cup of tea, you realize Turkey is not just a destination on a map. It is a feeling. Yet behind that feeling are stories rarely shown in travel vlogs. Challenges no brochure mentions. Experiences only understood by those who truly live here. Those are the stories this journey will uncover. Stories of people, culture, daily life, and the hidden truths that shape Turkey beyond the postcard. To understand Turkey, seeing is not enough. You have to feel it. And that journey begins now. For anyone settling in Turkey, the first real encounter is with its people, the true soul of the country. Turkish society may appear simple on the surface, but beneath it lies a complex blend of honor, pride, family loyalty, tradition, and strong national identity. A young Turkish person might listen to global music, wear modern brands, and embrace urban trends. Yet at home, family values remain deeply rooted. Respect for parents, loyalty to relatives, and emotional closeness within families continue to shape everyday life. Hospitality is more than tradition. It is a matter of pride. Visiting someone's home often means being offered the best food available, even if it requires extra effort or sacrifice. But with that generosity comes sensitivity around respect and behavior. Relationships in Turkey tend to be deep rather than casual. Friendship takes time, but once built, it carries loyalty and emotional weight. Genuine connection is valued more than surface-level politeness. For foreigners, certain moments can feel surprising. People may ask personal questions about marriage, income, religion, or family life. This is rarely meant to offend. It reflects a culture where curiosity and openness are normal. Urban and rural lifestyles may look different, yet core values often remain the same. Cities move faster and appear more liberal, but tradition still quietly shapes expectations and behavior. This contrast makes life in Turkey both captivating and complex. You may feel freedom in some moments, and social pressure in others. You may see modern thinking alongside traditional boundaries. Somewhere between those worlds, foreigners try to find their place. Over time, Many discover that the key to living in Turkey is not just language but attitude. A smile, patience, and respect can open doors that words cannot. And once those doors open, Turkey starts to feel less like a country and more like a story. A story of people who are emotional, proud, generous, and deeply connected to their homeland. This is only the beginning. The real surprises are still ahead. The excitement of arriving in Turkey does not fade overnight, but it slowly changes shape. At first, everything feels cinematic. The streets look cleaner, public transport seems organized, and even small daily moments feel special. Buying bread from a neighborhood bakery, hearing Turkish conversations around you, watching ferries cross the Bosphorus. These details create a feeling that you have stepped into a different world. But after the honeymoon phase, reality begins to whisper. One of the first culture shocks many foreigners experience is silence in public spaces. On buses, metros, or waiting rooms, people rarely speak loudly. There is an unspoken respect for personal space. For someone coming from a more expressive environment, this quietness can feel distant, even cold. Then comes the language barrier, a challenge bigger than expected. English is not widely spoken outside tourist areas, and daily tasks, like visiting a government office, calling customer service, or even explaining a problem to a landlord, can become mentally exhausting. Simple things suddenly require patience, gestures, and sometimes courage. Daily life in Turkey also introduces a different rhythm. Shops may close earlier in some neighborhoods. Government offices operate within strict hours, and paperwork can feel confusing. Processes that seem simple elsewhere can involve multiple visits, stamps, and waiting. Yet, within this complexity, there is a strange normalcy. Locals navigate the system with calm familiarity, often helping strangers without hesitation. A random person in line might translate for you, guide you, or explain what to do next. These small acts of kindness become lifelines. Another hidden reality is the cost of living. While Turkey may appear affordable from the outside, inflation has quietly reshaped everyday expenses. Rent, groceries, transportation, and utilities can add up quickly, especially in major cities. For newcomers expecting a budget-friendly European life, this realization can be unsettling. Housing often becomes the first major stress point. Finding an apartment as a foreigner may involve higher prices, extra deposits, or cautious landlords. Contracts, neighborhood differences, and fluctuating rents require careful decision-making. The place you imagined as temporary can suddenly feel like a long-term commitment. Social life, too, carries surprises. Turks are friendly, but forming deep friendships takes time. Many locals already have established social circles, and language differences can create invisible walls. Loneliness can appear even in crowded cities, especially during the first months. At the same time, moments of warmth break through. A neighbor offering homemade food, a shopkeeper remembering your name, or a casual tea invitation can instantly soften that loneliness. These gestures remind you that connection here is not